What I wanted to go over today is just the basics of using Premiere Pro if you've never used it. I'm actually going to be editing an assignment for one of my classes, so it's going to look differently than the editing that you would do for a broadcast. So first thing you want to do is go to New Project, title it whatever you need, select Browse to have it save where you want. Desktop is fine for me. Click OK. First thing you want to do is go to File, then go to Import, and you want to import any audio files, any photos, any B-roll that you have for the project. First thing you want to do is listen to your audio, and you can double click it and it will open here, and you press the space bar to play. You can press the I to say that that's where I want it to start, and you can press the O to say where you want that audio to end. So that's an easy way to start doing your editing, especially for interviews. So you're going to click and hold and drag it to the other side and drop it. And you can also do your editing of your audio over here. I like to make it smaller and larger so I can see where the audio really is. And if you want to get rid of your questions or blank spaces or ums, you can use the razor blade. You can go to where exactly you need it. Click there, say, once I listen to it, I say I want to end it here. The arrow key, click it, delete it, or move it over. Say you want to put a photo there, whatever it is that you want to do. But again, this is for one of my classes, so I'm going to show you the editing that I'm doing for that. I'm going to grab the photos or B-roll that you have. Again, click, drag and drop. Now, I want to have a smooth transition between each of the photos, so I need to have a dissolve. So I'm going to select all of them. Where you find those is these little arrow keys over here. Click on Effects, Video Transitions, Dissolve. Cross dissolve, you see the blue box around it, that means that's my default. So once I have everything that I want the dissolves as selected, I can hold down Shift and D, and you see it puts the dissolves in between each of the photos, so it has a nice transition. Now that audio is way longer than the photo, so I need to have it match. So I'm going to drag this over and say that's where I want it to end. Next, you're going to want to put your captions or your titles of the individuals speaking. We actually at the Hornet have our own one that you will use. But again, for my class, I'm using this one. And I drop it over. One thing, you will see that it does not match up with the photo. So I'm going to make sure that that caption shows the whole time. And I would do this for each individual photo. So you need to click on it, have the video line, this blue line showing over it so you can actually see it. You're going to click on the little text tool, click, I'm doing Command A to select all. I have the captions actually ready for this assignment, so I'm going to copy, paste it. Let's say that this is in the way of a photo. So I would select the whole thing, and now I can move it to wherever I think is going to be better displayed. Like I know this one, the photo, I'm not crazy about where the caption is. One thing to remember, this little text box does not spell check. Please put your captions, put your what the people do, what their majors are, or anything that you're typing in these videos, type them in a Google document or Pages or a Word document, whatever, something that's going to spell check it first, because there's nothing worse than having a typo in your video and having to re-edit. So again, I will select around the boxes to select everything, and now I can move it to wherever I think is better. And then what you can do is say if it's slightly off and you want it centered, little alignment buttons. This would do in the middle of the page. This would do in the center of the page. And then I can move it down here if I want to and make sure that it's in the center. Once, let's say I've done all the captions for all the photos to save time, you want to start from the beginning and listen to the whole thing. This audio is very loud, so what I'm going to do is create keyframes to adjust the volume. I like to do it at about maybe 2 seconds. So you're going to hold down Command till you see the little plus and click on it in the audio track and do one in the beginning. Let's drag this down. Go to 16.3, and I know this is still far too loud. So we'll go down, go to the end. Again, hold down Command and do one at the end. Bring that down. What you need to do, I like to have them matching as much as I can. What you want to do is always, before you save it, start from the beginning and listen to the whole thing. And I'm okay with that volume. Make sure your captions are correct. Make sure they're in the place that you want. Make sure that your photos or your B-roll matches with the interview, because you want visually it to match with whatever they're talking about. If everything is correct, you always want to do a save as before you're done. Even though it's auto saving, I always like to do it right when I'm done. And this way, if I do need to make corrections to my video, it opens up like this. So think of it as a Photoshop file. And then you go to File, Export, Media. I've found posting to Instagram 720 is easier, so I'm just going to change this to high quality 720, so that way it makes it easier on everybody. At the output name, change it to the name that you want. Save, and then you still need to press export. That takes a little bit. And then once you're done, you're going to want to upload that to whatever Google Drive file that it needs to be in.